I was arguing with one of my friends, and this was one of the only friends that knew what I was going through. So they kind of knew I had an idea when I left. Oh shit, he's gonna do it. So they somehow, I'm sure, followed me. I was about 10, 15 feet away from that railroad track when I heard the honk. And I'm like, damn, there goes my plan. Now I gotta come up with something completely different now. Like, that's what I was thinking. Like, she came to save me. I was like, you fucked up my plan. So I get in the car. Mind you, out of all this time, my mom calls me. And I'm like, what the hell? How, like, what a time for her to call me now when I'm really, literally about to kill myself. And I haven't talked to my mom in years. Years. I don't know how long it's been. I'm thinking maybe she's calling to apologize. This could change my whole entire outlet on everything. She says, your grandma said that you were looking for me, because I asked her, how did you get my number? She said, your grandma gave me your number, said you were asking about me, and I called you to tell you that I don't want you. You're not my son, and hung up. So I said, okay. I looked at my phone and said, fuck you, you never were. Rolled down the window, tossed the phone out. All I know is they just made a right turn, and they kept going. And then I looked at my friend in the driver's seat, and I just mumbled under my breath, fuck this. I opened the door, jumped out, boom. Head hits the concrete. I'm like, I think this hurts, because I wasn't sure if it hurt. And I was like, oh, let me just go home. And then it was hard to get up, and something's like, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Something keeps telling me that, so I keep trying to get up and try to like hold myself as hard. So I use like all my force to just hold myself up, and it was like this suction feeling, like going right out. And I look down and see a body laying right there, and I'm like, that's my body? I'm like, nah, that's my mind messing with me. I'm just gonna go home now. I took about 3 steps. Everything was just different colors, slow motion. Next thing you know, I'm like, how the could this happen? And I just get this feeling right here from the most dominant force you'll ever feel in your life. I knew it was God, because you just know it was that strong. I could compare it to being hit by lightning every time, just constantly. After every sentence, it was after every statement, just pew, pew, pew. And I had a bunch of questions in my head, and just in the order the questions were in my head, they were answered. I was thinking, who are you? So it was like, let me reintroduce myself. I am God. Yes, I am real. Yes, angels are real. They're a gift from me. Want to meet them? I didn't believe in angels, so I said no. I'm like, I don't want to see no angels. I don't believe in that stuff. Oh, that stuff for TV, I thought. And I just see like this projector screen like comes up. You see a lady walking, like a prostitute. She's walking by. He's like, I love her. Then you see this guy with a suit and a briefcase. He's like, just straight edge. He's like, I love him. And then you see this guy on a skateboard with a joint. And God's like, I love him. What I took from that was he wanted me to know, you think you're not good enough, but you are. Because I love everybody. Then he says, I will go to the end of the world so that everyone is with me. I was like, oh, he'll literally will go to the end of the earth for us, just so we can be with him, because he loves us like that. I said, what am I supposed to do when I go back to earth so people don't think I'm crazy? And he says, go and tell everyone that I love them. I didn't see him at all. I just felt him. He gets on a knee and then gives me a hug. The hug was very like tight and safe, and I did not want him to let go. So the first meeting with like Source was, oh my God, I don't deserve to be here. Get me out of here. I'm not perfect. Let me go get perfect. It went from that to, don't let me go from this hug. I felt cared for, and I wasn't used to that. I definitely was not used to being someone caring about me. Like, what? Not like genuinely, unconditionally. I would say he's a male, right? because like his dominance was just so like manly male. It was like the most macho male. But that hug and his caring was way more than woman, like way more than a woman. So it's like kind of both and all in one. So that's why I just kind of say source. I don't really call him or her, or I just say it. So now here's the actual part where I'm in the air. I see the clouds, a bunch of angels flying everywhere. And then there was two particular ones I just recognized. Like I just knew them. It seemed like they were familiar and like I knew them all my life. These angels I'm actually looking at. Like I didn't see God, but I'm actually seeing these angels. I see everything around me, just like I'm looking at you right now. The one on my left, I mean, I look at him, it's like this beetle kind of face. I didn't really get the best look at his face because there was so much light shining down from it. It was like looking at the sun. Then I looked to the right. This one is more human than anything. Human face, curly brown hair, blue jeans, brown sandals with a red flannel shirt, and the sleeves are like rolled up to his elbows. I know a lot of people like to compare it to the Brawny Man. I kind of compare it to, if people that know Roseanne, Dan Connor. That's who he reminded me of, was Dan Connor. So he says, you have so much to do for so many people. And I was like, I do? They're like, look down. So I look down. I see my body laying there. I see the friend I was with. I see the ambulances. I just felt this big urgency to go back to Earth. The one on my left side, he was like frustrated, like in a stern voice. Are you sure you want to go? But I guess he wasn't mad at me. He was upset at what happened to me in life. This was my chance to say, hell no, I'm out of here. I'm not going back there. But for some reason, I felt this huge, like, I guess responsibility or urge, this huge urge to go back. When I said, okay, I'll go back, it was like the blink of an eye. I wake up 2 days later in the hospital. Well, I just remember them calling me Miracle and saying that we thought you were dead. We didn't think you were coming back. They said I hemorrhaged, I don't know how many times. And they said there was nothing. I was gone. The day I was actually released from the hospital, I was being wheelchaired out to the car. So I couldn't walk, couldn't talk, I didn't have senses, all that stuff was gone. And I looked up at the sky and I seen the mountain, I seen the clear sky, there's sun, the horizon, everything was just like perfect, but it looked different. I knew there was something out there that's good, and the God that was loving and caring and doesn't judge us, that's when I knew that God actually is the real God. I never feared death ever again after that. That's when everything changed. I just knew I have to find out the truth. I changed my perspective about death. I changed my career even. I was doing hard labor and working at the mall and clothing stores and all this different stuff. I started working with special ed kids because I somehow felt like they were closer to God than a lot of people. I felt like the special ed kids, they don't get the certain life skills that a lot of the other kids get, but spirit-wise, they're like so connected. So I wanted to be around my kids that are connected. Suicide is real, and a lot of people don't have the experience I did. If I didn't have my experience, I probably would have been another lost soul out there. I just got lucky enough to come back and tell the people that are suicidal that God, Source, loves you. And there's someone in the world that loves you too. You just gotta open your mouth. There's someone out there that'll help you. I was too pretty much embarrassed to even speak out on it, which the average suicidal person won't. And that's when they're gonna do something, because they're not talking about it. I say there's someone out there that does care. Don't be embarrassed. One thing I always say, the situation you might have in life, if you change your thought, you could change your life. Change the way you feel about yourself, and then see what happens after that. I think the purpose of life is to experience, to better our souls, to make mistakes at a certain time, and then by the time you move on and progress to your next life goal, your next soul journey, you'll take mistakes that you learned from the life you lived. Your soul will be better.